Hey, also, this is a review of my HP OMEN PC that I purchased on Black Friday 2019. It is a fantastic piece of kit in Black Friday with an extended warranty. I managed to get it for around £1,700. In no way is that within my budget. So that was on a credit card. We're still paying it off, so it was kind of a luxury but also a necessity because I need a PC to do my job. Now, unfortunately, as much as it's a fantastic piece of kit and it's brilliant, I can play all my games in ultra, it's super smooth, it looks cool, so when it's turned on, you'll see it in a moment, it lights up, you can see inside. You know, it is fantastic. Unfortunately, it developed a fault. Now, in around August, September sort of time, I started noticing when you turn it on, it will turn itself back off, and then it will turn itself back on again. And obviously I thought that's probably not good for the components. It basically means every single time you turn it on, it's quickly turning itself off, quickly turning itself back on. So you're turning it on double times and it's shutting itself down without properly being shut down. So I went onto the forums. The forums told me I needed to hard reset, which is sort of where you turn it off, unplug everything, hold the button down, and then I'll admit it worked for a little while. Then that stopped working. So in October I contacted the repair centre instead of going through the forums, and I did it through WhatsApp. I thought that was brilliant. My only down point was they spent a long time telling me fixes to do from home, which took a whole week to do based on like going to work and waiting for them to respond. Each time I sent them a video back, the fault hadn't disappeared. And because it was a power fault, I kind of got confused by this because I'm not PC minded, but I thought surely like running updates and stuff like that isn't going to affect the power tripping out on startup. So it baffled me, but I did all their fixes. They finally, after a week, said let's have it in. They took it in. They obviously found a fault. I'll show you the paperwork. I've hidden all the top bits and stuff with my name and address and all that on it, but they found a fault, look, and they said there, we repair action performed, we replaced the CPU due to post error, passed all hardware and functional tests, and then whatever that means. And they said that's the parts they used. Now, again, I've told you I'm not PC minded. I have no idea what that means. I just thought, excellent, you've replaced it. It then come back, so obviously this is part of their care. It then come back. It did work perfectly. After 28 days, exactly the same fault appeared. Now, to me, that means there's something wrong with the PC itself, and maybe the part they changed wasn't the right part or something along them lines. So this time when I contacted customer support, the response was awful. So WhatsApp, I sent several messages, I've got them all on my phone stored, no response from them at all for days. Then I finally got a hold of someone and he said let me go and look into it, and then days later he still hadn't got back to me despite me messaging. You know, I even messaged him after 5 hours, and then the next day and a day after that. So the response was poor. I ended up phoning up. The lady gave me an email. I responded to her email immediately. 4 days later I'm still sending an email every day. So then I phone up again, and the lady on the phone tells me that I haven't replied to the email. When I tell her I'm sitting in front of my emails, which I've clearly sent, she tells me it was an oversight, and actually I had responded with what they needed. And remember, this is what they needed was videos of the fault happening. Okay, so you've got to remember through all of this, they've had videos of the fault taking place. So the lady then arranged for it to be collected again and repaired, and it went off, and I had an email from the repair centre saying could I send a video because they can't find a fault. Now obviously this was annoying because I've already sent several videos via email, via WhatsApp. You think it would be passed on. It was being picked up by a company, Flextronics. I don't know if that's part of HP or if that's someone they out it to, but you'd expect all of it to be passed on. But I sent back an email with a video of it happening again. Obviously it was a video prior to me sending it off, and waited for it to return. It finally returned about a day later, which I thought was rapid, to this response, which says, after carefully evaluating and rigorously testing your HP product, our quality assurance process haven't found the described failure. As a result, we've returned your unit without a hardware repair. Nonetheless, as part of our preventative maintenance program, we have cleaned your unit to improve its functionality and lengthen its lifespan. And it says please find details of the case below, which is just blank. So notice how it says there the fault described. So nothing was described. There was an actual video of this PC being sent off. Now, in this review, to prove it, I'm now going to press the power button and you will see what happens. But I think what's important is to understand what's plugged in, because you'll see a lot of things next to it. That is a wireless printer. Sorry, lens gone down. That is a wireless printer. It's not connected at all. There is, like with any computer, that's a PS4, so it's not connected. There is a keyboard and a mouse fitted, and obviously a monitor, which we all need to be able to see it. Now, this is the fault that they could not find. Ready? So, power on. You can see all the lights come on. Fantastic. Power off. And power back on again. Now that is the fault that apparently they cannot see and they cannot deal with, so they're not willing to do it. So then I contacted them again, and they apologised and asked me to speak to customer relations. I've been speaking to someone in customer relations called Rodolfo, who phones me from a number in France. So you can see it stays on now. And nothing else turns off, by the way, so all the monitor would stay on and things like that. And it was the opposite side of the room before I put it here. I'm just loading into the computer now. Rodolfo said, "Oh, we're really sorry, we're really sorry, sir. We'll look into this." He got back to me really quickly, and he said, "Good news. We're going to give you a full refund." So I thought, well, excellent. Fantastic. I'll have a refund. But then he said, well, we need to take the PC. So I said, well, as I need it for work, what do I do then? Because it's going to take a while for you to refund me this money, and for me to actually then order a new one. So I said, I've never asked for a refund. I said, I'd much rather keep this fantastic item and just have a replacement. Now, he told me that they have the choice on the care package of choosing whether to refund or whether to replace. Now, I've gone and looked at that, and it does say we will repair or replace like for like or refund. Now, as I just said to you, I need my PC to work, all right, like many of us doing this year. So I cannot go and send this back, wait for the money to arrive, and then go and order another one, and we don't know how long that's going to take. It depends where I order from. So I said to him, please, can I have a like for like? Now, he told me, oh, I could, but he's got to go back to his manager, and it will take 4 months for it to arrive. Now, I find that very hard to believe. So, hopefully you can see, I went onto their website. Now, my PC, because it's a year old, is not on there anymore. Right, but if you remember, they said it's going to take 4 months. So mine was around £1,700. So let's look at that one. That's around £1,700. And look at that, delivery within 48 hours. This one's £1,300. Delivery within 48 hours. That one, it is out of stock. You know, that wasn't out of stock the other day. That one is out of stock. But that's the only OMEN ones they've got. So in my eyes, like for like is one of these 4 models, obviously not going for the lower one, and it can be delivered in 48 hours. This was all of these 2 days ago when I spoke to Rodolfo, all of them were in stock, but he's telling me 4 months. So be careful with the care package you buy, and obviously this isn't the end. We will see what they offer me once Rodolfo's read my latest email where I request a replacement or quite a lot of compensation. We'll see what happens, but that's it. Otherwise, great PC, just very poor if it goes wrong.